evening, everybody. I think I am now live on Instagram. Hello, Instagram. If you are there, give me some thumbs up, give me some little waves so I know that you are here. If you are with me on Instagram, please do the same. I'm just it looks like I'm looking everywhere at the same time, everybody, but I'm just checking for myself. I'm home alone, checking that I have gone live where I'm meant to go live. I have no idea how to check it on Facebook. Normally my husband does it for me. He just links in from his. So if you can give me some waves and things, that would be great. I can see some waves. Hello, everybody. Let me just check that we are live on Facebook and then we can get started. It says I'm live, so we'll have to live on the thought that that might be right. Okay, so for those of you who've not met me before, my name is Jo Parrott. I'm the founder of the Ladies Working Dog Group. Next week, we start an amazing challenge. This week, you have me talking to you a little bit about why we're doing it. And not like why are we doing a challenge, but why you have the struggles that you may be having with your gun dogs, okay? So I want to talk to you about a couple of different things. Basically, we want to be talking to you about what we've talked to you a little bit, just update you on what we've spoke about already this week, but also a little bit more about how we can sort of, I don't know, improve our mindset in a way where we're not so scared by everything. What I mean by that is, on Monday we looked at the real reason why your dog won't switch off. On Tuesday we talked about the two words that sort of change how a gun dog train, and that's about state first, knowing like what state of mind is my dog in. And this doesn't mean like, me and my friend were just talking about this now, not like a woo-woo state, like I should know, like a hippie state, not that type of state. What I mean in this state is like, what state are they presenting to us with their body language? Are they wound like a top, or are they like pretty chilled out, relaxed face, looking at us, focusing on us? Not focusing on us like, you know, they've had a bag of Smarties, not that type of focus. We don't want to work with that type of focus because it's incredibly difficult. We want to be working with the type of focus which basically says to us, I've got your attention and you're calm with it. So let's talk a little bit about what dogs you have first. So pop into the chat like what dogs you are working with, because this is quite interesting, because we had a meeting last night with our members and we were talking about something. We said, pop in, the people who are having this problem, pop it into the group, what you've got. And it was like, Spaniel, Spaniel, Cocker Spaniel, Spaniel, Spaniel. And I was quite intrigued, like, is it one breed more than another that has difficulty settling? We weren't talking about settling at the time, but I wondered in relation to the call that we're having tonight, what type of dog it is. So you've got like Sprocker, Cocker and Springer. Oh my God, I'm going to see the same like pattern presenting itself to me now, aren't I? You're all going to be telling me that it is literally your Cocker Spaniels that are driving you mad and your Spaniels that are driving you mad. So what I want to talk to you a little bit about is, it's Thursday, we're going to be talking about why they won't settle after a walk, right? And this is sometimes something that people really struggle with. I know a lot of people come to me and they say to me, I walk them for like 3 hours, and they are still wired. And you're like, I walk mine for 30 minutes and they're fine. And people are a little bit like, why? What's the difference between your walk and my walk? You know, or you've got people who like, they go out first thing in the morning, last thing at night, have a walker come in the middle of the day, doing all this exercise, and the dog is still like really, really hyper every time they go near them. And this is what next week and our experts will be working on, is how to stop that. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're seeing, right? And a little bit of that is about 3 different things. 1 or 2 we've already talked about. So if you haven't joined us for the other ones, go back and watch them. The replays are on Facebook, they're all there. We're popping them on YouTube. We're popping them in our Found It, Fetched It podcast. So they're going to be pretty much anywhere for you to listen to, okay? But one of them is about arousal stacking. And I want to go into a little bit more detail about that, because people hear arousal stacking and say, oh my God, that sounds really like scientific. I don't know what that is. But we're going to talk about it in simple terms. We're going to talk about post-walk rituals as well. What happens and why the dog doesn't always settle and sort of calm down, switch off. And we're going to talk about a tired body doesn't equal a tired brain. So let's talk about them, starting with arousal stacks. Most dogs will start to rev their engines before you've left the house. We talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the week. And what I mean by that is, you lift a lead and they are like, I know what that means. You pop on a boot, they're like, I know what that means. pick up a whistle and they are like, the body is ready to go, let's go. And you're like, I haven't left the house, or I wasn't going to take you, I'm taking the other one right now and I'm coming back for you, whatever it is. But all of their engines start to go. A little bit, I would say, like my daughter watches loads of Formula One. It's like the lights, the red lights, ding, ding, ding. They are prepared to get out of that door, right? And if you see this in your house, give me the word stack, because I can't believe none of you do see this, right? So just give me the word stack, this who like, we know what this means. And they are so wound, and their arousal levels, and this is what we mean about arousal stacking. Each thing we do puts one of those lights on, or one of those lights off. My daughter will kill me for not knowing. I think it's the lights on in Formula One, isn't it? But that's what it does. Each thing starts it. Even like in the mornings when we come down and we're taking them out for their first morning wee, they know the process because they're used to the pattern and the behaviour there. And the movement and novelty that we add to that arousal stacking keeps it on. So we've talked a little bit already this week. I can see all your stacks on Instagram. I'm hoping they're on Facebook as well. Facebook hasn't been my friend this week. It's not been showing me any of your comments, which I absolutely hate. But I can't do anything about it. But I will come back to them. So if you're commenting, I will come back to it, I promise. Oh, it's showing me a tiny little bit. I wonder if I can make that bigger, pop out. If this works, I will be a happy lady. I'm a happy lady anyway, but you know what I mean. So we've talked about the fact our field bred dogs are bred to notice all the little things we do. You know, one eye like this every time we move, like, what's going on? What's the movement? We talked about it loads this week. And it's like the brain of a Gundog sits in fifth gear. That's how I like to think about it when you think about their behaviour. They're always rearing to go. And in other dogs, you don't see that so much. You might see a little bit like a 1 or a 2 gear, first or second gear. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You walk in and you go into some people's houses and their dogs are like, they're really indifferent to whether you're there or not. And we do see that with dogs, gun dogs that have been taught to switch off and settle down. But even then, like, my dogs are pretty chilled, especially the older dogs, right? But even then, they are aware that somebody new has walked into the house. Sometimes you go into people's houses, their dog doesn't lift their head. Other breeds aren't like that. And that's a bit of a shock to us because we're like, my dog knows if I sneeze, you know, they know everything that I'm going to do. And what we tend to see with that is like a little bit like us. Like, we take them out, we walk them. And do you know, like, what it's like to go to a gym session? Like, I'm not saying that all of you should like be in the gym, but I used to be a fitness instructor. You'd never believe it to look at me, but I was a fitness instructor. I taught dance 21 hours a week before my tumours, right? And I would be wired. I would be coming in through the door on Thursday was my busiest day. I would come in through the door and I might have done, I think I did something like 5 hours of dance, like pretty much back to back in different community centres, different gyms. I would go between them and I'd dance pretty much all night, right? And literally, I would be wired. I wouldn't come in through the door wrecked, wanting to sit down. I'd be like, what should I do? What should I do? And like, my husband had to cope with that because he's chilled out from the day. He's like really, really steady. And I'm like, what should we do now? And it was very much a different thing. So the body doesn't drop straight to calm. Certainly when we are exercised, the body doesn't drop straight to calm. And if you know what I mean, like give me like a chill or calm down or something, so you know what I'm on about. Yeah, if you're into exercise, and I think people who are not more fit but are used to a certain level of fitness as well, like think of a dog running around and then think of the level of fitness that would be in the gym or in a body conditioning class or something. That level of exercise is you take time to steady, you take time to come back to a resting stance, right? And that's a natural delay. There's a natural delay when our arousal is like literally through the roof. I can see with your guys. My dog is currently in the sin bin as he's chewed a hole in my new pyjama top. Paula, that's dreadful. But sometimes they just try to blow your mind, don't they? So this exercise is building the engine of your dog, right? But it's this sort of come down, this sort of point where we expect them to come back into the door and go, it doesn't exist for them. So why their routines sort of keep their buzz going, right? When you come back into the door with them, we're going to talk about with the experts getting them out through the door nice and steady, nice and calm. But for you guys, when you come back into the door with them, there's almost a second routine. And what I mean by that second routine is wellies off movement, coat hang up movement, you go get a drink movement because you haven't been drinking out of the puddles like they have. So they're like, oh, more. They, again, so all we're talking about trying to bring this arousal down, this steadying, you're still going through the movement, and we've talked about why movement keeps their attention. You're still going through a movement process. They are still wired to your process. So they are not seeing this behaviour as a calm down, bringing back down to normal regulation. They are seeing this as, oh, she's doing something, and they tend to stay there. And our kit coming off can equal more action for them. Things like we might get a towel out, we might like go get them food bowl, or we might go and get them a snack, or we refresh their water. All of that is making the loop of this attention stay on. Can you all see what I mean by that? Yeah, give me a loop if you know what I mean by that. How your behavior inadvertently is keeping them in this loop of movement attention. Yeah, okay, I can see some of you starting to do that now. Give me that word, that loop word. So being home doesn't definitely make them calm down. Being home can reignite this loop, this attention around you. So there's other things that then go on. So we thought they'd come in, we thought they'd lay down, settle down. We then go through even more of this process, don't we? We go and put our pajamas on, or we go and have a shower, we put our pajamas on, we have some food. The house keeps going, and that house keep going is more movement. So again, this dog that we thought would be exhausted by that 1 hour walk is nowhere near exhausted. In fact, you're keeping them in the gym in their head. They're watching everything. What's that? Like, especially like if you've got young pups, right? Certainly like when they're like 12 weeks on, and as they go into the first couple of months, they tend to be very wound, and then they zonk. They have this like natural, like a baby, they zonk. But then if you think of like a child hits a situation or a time in their lives where they don't naturally switch off. In fact, they don't want to switch off. They fight it. So when you've got young dogs, they tend to fight it a little bit as well. So when we're expecting even more this calm down, this switch off, settle behaviour, they are trying to fight it. They want to be watching the movement. They want to be part of what we're doing. They want to be involved. So we don't mean to, but we are basically keeping their bodies on. Yeah? Can you all see that? Give me some thumbs up now. We don't know we're doing it. We don't know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that you all sit still like this perfectly for the rest of the night. Don't let anybody move. Your houses, you've got to keep going. What we teach you is how to get the dog not to stay on. That's what our experts are going to do with you next week, and they're going to do an incredible job of it. And tired body is not the same as tired brain. Like we've talked about this a little bit in the week, right? Fitness is not a break. It's not a break. And no, I don't mean break as in have a break, have a Kit Kat. I mean foot on the pedal break. The more fit they get, it does not give you a break, right? Muscles can be done wrecked, and their head is still going. And even with the most spaniels I've met, and labs, I can't talk for HPRs, I've never had one, but I've not really ever known their muscles to be so exhausted. Like I've been places and been out walking with dogs and seen spaniels literally run themselves into having a fit. That's how much they will ignore their body's signals and continue. Whereas we would go, I'm done. I'm over this. I'm stopping at like 2.5k, 5k, 10k, whatever it is. Our dogs don't do that for us. They just don't have that process. So their body might be tired, maybe their brains may not be tired. They are still sniffing, they are still searching, they are still scanning, all that stuff that is genetically inbred in them is still going on. The brain is still processing. For loads of us, when we bought the breed, we did not know the breed had this genetic evolutionary system. We didn't know. We went, oh, Cocker Spaniels look small. I'll have one of those. And there's nothing wrong with that. Loads of us have done that, okay? Like literally, even when I knew I was coming into Gundog training because of the way I came in with my dad, like I didn't want a spaniel like my dad had. I wanted a cocker spaniel. I literally wanted to set myself up for failure, okay? They are hard work when you've got a cocker spaniel, and I take my hat off to people with any Gundog breed, but people who got working cockers, I take my hat off and even a little bit more, because they are even more driven to do the things that we are talking about. We expect them to like literally flop, but then they're like a Pringle, they just pop, like literally. They can be sleeping and then they're like, you move, and they're like, oh, where are we going? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And you're like, oh, please, for the love of sweet baby Jesus, just go back, lay down. But we need to have that switch off where they know, well, our movement in the household is not their business. And what I mean by it's not their business, I don't mean in a rude way, like it's not your business, keep out. I don't mean that. I mean they need to be able to acknowledge it, but not feel the need to get involved in it. Do you know what I mean, the difference with that? Like, I don't know if you were younger, I don't know if your parents used to say this, but my dad used to say to me, keep your beak out. Like, I'd get involved in everything. I was one of those people, like, I'm probably part of why I'm quite, like, talkative now, is I would, like, be like, I would put my 10 pence in whether it was wanted or not, right? And he'd say to me, keep your beak out of that. In other words, be here, be part of that process, but, like, literally, don't get involved in it. And we need to do that with our dogs. So right now, look at your dog. Is it more zonked out or is it more wired? Give it to me in the chat. Are they like wired, or are they settled, or are they like are they flat out zonked, or are they like literally hyper? So just let me know what you've got going on for you right now. A lot of our members, when I asked them at the beginning of this course to send me videos, I know our members do incredibly well, but I was really impressed by what they sent me of their dogs, like how chilled out they were in the household. Like they were kids, there's videos up somewhere, kids walking past with like, do the toys you drag along the floor, kids jumping up and down off sofas, hoovers, and all this stuff going on, and their dogs were proper settled, and I was like incredibly proud, because I was like, oh my God, look at our members, look at the work they've done, because we've spoke about it all week. This does not come as standard in a gun dog. So we have to teach it. So don't be hard on yourself. If it's taking time for you to teach it, it's not a bad thing. And we're going to help you to step that up a little bit. So I can remember somebody this week sending me a message, which made me giggle a little bit. And we're definitely, without doubt, going to help them. But they basically said, and I've wrote it down, right? So let me just find where I've wrote it. A member message this week, Spaniel did 10,000 steps, came home, did laps of the lounge. Like, I was like, and they'll do that every time. And that's really, really hard. But what her point on it was, he's shattering me. Like, and I do, that's the pain point for us all, isn't it? Is like, we are exhausted after our day. That walk we've been on with them, if they've been all right on the walk, we might have been able to chill out and enjoy ourselves. But if they haven't chilled out, and that walk in itself has been a fight, coming into another fight because they've not switched off is literally enough to break us. And that's what we've got to work on, making sure that we get them to settle. Kate said he's so much better settling home now, but not as easy in other people's houses or if loads going on. He's very aware of the movement, Kate. Yeah, and it's totally understandable. Tina says, I have a 5-year-old Springer Spaniel who eats anything he can, socks, stones, clothes, doesn't sniff on walk, he just pulls like a steam train and is constantly scanning for stones to eat. Any suggestions? Tina, come to the challenge next week. There's lots of things there going on, and our experts can without a doubt help with everything. Let's start getting like some of those behaviours under control first. I don't know if you remember or not, just send us a message and we can just chat to you a little bit, DM us, and I'll go through a little bit of that more than I can do in this call, because this call is like really, really short, but we definitely can help you. Okay, so when we understand, we talked about it on Tuesday, when we understand emotional state, we stop blaming the dog. Now you guys have got this knowledge, and this knowledge comes from what the experts have told me. I am not a dog trainer. They have told me this. I am passing this on to you and talking to you as members, one member to another, about how and what's going on and why it's going on, right? But when we know why this is going on and we think that makes real common sense, that every time that dog was bred to acknowledge movement, and every time I move he's acknowledging the movement and he's very like alert to that movement. When we start doing that, how much blame does that take away? Like loads, doesn't it? You don't feel a personal thing, and this is something that people feel all the time. This is personal to me. The dog doesn't like me. The dog won't settle in the house. People feel like it's a personal attack, and it's not. It's just genetic. It's part of who they are. So the myths we want you to sort of drop, right? More miles equals like more calm. Stop that. Like literally get that out of your head today. The more miles you do will not mean more calm. There's other ways and other processes you need to go through, which the experts will teach you next week, that will resolve that issue and make you not have to try and walk 4 hours a day in order to try and wear them out. You're not going to do it. Drop the myth, the shattered means settled, right? Even if you have managed to exhaust them, it doesn't mean you've taught them to settle. They are two different things, and I want you to know that as well. Just because he's wrecked doesn't mean he's going to go down, and it doesn't mean he's just going to chill there and lay there. There's more to this than that, and we'll teach you that this week. And also, like, if you're trying just to wear them out as part of like your plan, you've got maybe a dog, if you can't wear them out, that's just more wired than you think. And what I mean by that is I'm seeing what you're all writing here. Some people's dogs, they are trying to do everything and they're still wired. We have to work out how your dog works. And we teach this all the time in our group. Every single dog is different, and every single dog will need you to come at this in an approach that's suitable for them. Like what you may need to ask one dog to do might not be what the next dog needs to do. So we've gone through all those things. We've talked a little bit of arousal stacking, our post-walk rituals, how they can affect our dogs. Tired bodies do not equal tired brains. We've gone through all those, so I hope they have helped you this evening. Literally, like, give me some thumbs up if that's helped, or like say, like, give me light bulb or something if there's something I've touched on that has helped you, because I hope that these little lives are getting you ready for next week and getting you thinking about what is the reasons why your dog is the way it is. Like, I can see some little hearts and things. Thank you very much. So I know that you've got it. This week is all about why your dog is the way it is in super plain English, like down common layman's terms as much as I possibly can. Next week, our experts are going to talk you through how to fix this all. If this has helped you and it's helped you make sense a little bit more of what's going on with your dog, comment challenge 25 on Instagram or on Facebook, and we'll send you a DM with all the information on it. On Instagram, I didn't really understand, but all the comments go missing. So if you write challenge 25 and it doesn't show up straight away, just write it on another post. There's plenty up about our challenge. Check it on one of them, and we will know straight away. We find all the challenge 25 and they all get sent a link so you can join. I think there's 3 days left, so plenty of time to get in, and we'll get started. We start September the 15th. At the first training like this with experts is at 8 o'clock in the night. 6 o'clock in the morning, we're going to send you a get started little task. So we're going to be training you from the first day what to do, how to do it. Every single day you're going to get a little task, and every night we're going to give you some training. In the middle of the day we'll send you an ask us anything post. All of this will happen in a challenge Facebook group. You don't need to leave challenge Facebook group. If you are a member, an LWDG Society member, you have VIP access. So you will have the Zoom links. You will be able to join us on the Zooms and be part of that. But don't worry, if you're just on the Facebook groups, you can just go to Facebook challenge link. That Facebook challenge link has been sent to you on your emails when you signed up. So when you signed up, you had you're in, and then you had a second one that said, go join this Facebook group and wait. Hundreds of you are there. There are thousands of you in it, so make sure you go and get in that Facebook group. The reason we do it in the Facebook group is because you are now at over 2,000 people. There isn't a webinar that can take that amount of you, so we need to make sure that we've got you all in one place. That's all for this evening. I hope I haven't kept you too long. I hope you're enjoying these. All these little lives, it's free to join us absolutely completely. If you want to get an all access pass, which means you can keep all the challenges, all the training forever and access them anytime you want, that's that. When you sign up for free, it'll give you an option to do that. These trainings, I'm going to put these in there as well. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to put them in there because I think they help us sometimes to just go back and go, why is my dog doing this? And sometimes we don't need to know how to fix it. We just need to remember why they're doing it in the first place. It makes so much sense. Thanks so much. I understand it so much more now. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm with you tomorrow night. Let me look at my diary so I don't give you the wrong time. 7 o'clock. That's our last one of these lives. And then we open up the group on Saturday morning, the challenge group. So it's going to open up over the weekend. There's going to be loads of stuff to start getting you ready, like what to prepare, what to get ready for the week ahead. Sunday night, I'm going to do a tech check. So I'm just going to go live into that challenge group to make sure that you're all okay and you can all see me and that we've got all that stuff sorted out before we start on Monday, which is really important. And then our experts will be with you on Monday. I hope you enjoyed talking to me. You are going to love talking with them. They are incredible what they do. They are our group experts because our group members love them. They were chosen basically by our members. They were the people that they got on with the most, that give them the most best advice and have been the easiest and happiest and nicest to work with. They're absolutely brilliant. You're going to absolutely love them. So I'm going to let you all go now and I shall speak to you all tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Good night, all. Now Facebook, I've got to find out how I get rid of you guys. Not rid of you in a bad way, but now because I pressed something, I might not be able to stop this. So hopefully you've all had a good, nice evening, and I shall see you all tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Good night.